Howdy. Welcome to another conversation on Frontlines to Frontiers. My name is Case Copeland with Divergence Academy, and today we are joined by our President and CEO, Sravan Ankaraju. Welcome. Appreciate you joining us today.
Thank you, Cece. It's a pleasure. I've watched you play a host, I guess, a dozen times, and
it's been fun.
It's good to be part of your Frontlines to Frontiers.
Well, I think our conversation was one of the first ones we recorded.
Yes.
So this will be fun. A little welcome back so we can talk about all things new and exciting.
There's a lot going on.
Always. So do you want to do any brief intro? Tell us a little bit more about the background since it's been a while since we've talked with you.
Yep. For the audience that is listening to this for the first time, of course, software engineer from Microsoft, 14 years there, lost my job, got a wonderful severance, decided what I'm going to do when I grow up, and a lot of opportunities that came my way. They said you have to be a hunter, which is literally go find opportunities for other companies. I said, if I'm going to find opportunities for others, why not I find one for myself? And with trial and error, right, decided I'm going to be the guy who's going to help other individuals transition into field of IT, become a role model and do that. But little did I know that to actually do this full time, you have to be a school. Then I had to go through the regulatory motions of Texas Workforce Commission to register a school. And it went through I went down that process for about 7-8 months. That little did I know that to work harder to get my first set of students. Luck favors the brave, they say, right? And got introduced to a mayor of Addison. And next thing I know, I was talking to Richland College and Dallas College Systems, and they got me into corporate training. Now we have corporate training running and campus training running. And then, through efforts from folks like you coming in, great talent. So look, let's try putting our name into workforce innovation systems and GI Bill systems, Veterans Affairs. And they got dead. One fine morning, we had a nice funding method called VetTech. We went from 2 students in 2016 to a little over 1,200 last year. So all that where did 9 years go? Where did 9 years go? It feels like yesterday I was starting a school.
Because we're coming up on the 10-year mark. Yeah. We were having that conversation. But again, it all started with that mindset of, you said in jest, and I made the same joke, what do I want to be when I grow up?
Right.
Because we're both people, just like all of our students, who have had to go through some sort of transition. So your transition gave you this idea, this thought, hey, how about I start a school?
Right.
How do I do it? I don't know. So you just start figuring stuff out.
Right.
And it's been almost 10 years now, marked by very specific growth points along the way.
Right.
And this year of the decade, 2024, is as exciting as every other year. That no 2 years have been the same. So it's been a constant evolution of surviving through whatever chaos that is our 2020s.
Yeah, I think every quarter has been different, right? And more so since 2020. It's like, hey, do you want to do this program on campus? Do you want to do this remote? No, everything is safe. Go back to campus, only to be sent back to remote work within a few days of coming back. Next thing you know, you say, look, you got to have safe distance practices if you want to run a program on campus.
We have to spread out all the computers.
And you need to have your sprays and clean products at the campus. And then you had a great resignations of 2021, early 2022, people quitting jobs. So you have that going on at the same time, influx of a lot of funding from federal government. So now you have more funding for going to school. Then you have layoffs last year, IT layoffs. Then there's a little bit of a contention on, hey, where's my job going to go? Should I go to school? No, it's not. You're not ready for school yet, because if you go to school, you're going to get hurt by AI. So you got AI, you have lots of jobs. There's a confusion in the system. So there's a lot going on every quarter, and 2024 is no different than 2023.
Right. And schools have to be not just agile, they also have to be very responsive, whether it's to the industry, to the tooling, to the signal, like what are we getting actually requested for. which gets into the program conversations we've had in the past. We started with data science, and then there was a signal for cybersecurity. So the cybersecurity program became our flagship. Again, the message just always being responsive,
right.
always developing, always changing,
right.
always growing, which is a segue into the important conversation we want to have today with our new Center for Professional Development.
No, it's a great one. It's an inflection point.
Mm-hmm.
Think about where we are in 2024. This is June,
mm-hmm.
and beginning of the year was almost a reaction to all the tech layoffs that went on in October, November timeframe. Now, of course, the anxiety is, look, if big companies are going to lay off so many folks in IT, small folks are going to be not far behind. But that's not true. There's a need for IT talent more so now in the small organizations, and there's a lot of people ready to be picked up that just got laid off from by the small to mid businesses. So what is the role of a graduate of a boot camp entering into those same workforce?
Mm-hmm.
But I think, and so there's a fear that now you're competing with those that have just got laid off, and you are a recent graduate, you don't have IT experience, so you're going to just completely forget about IT. Don't do that.
Right.
I think there's the opportunity to get into the door now and compete with those folks that have got laid off is more important now than ever, because the more you delay it, the longer it's going to get that it's going to take for you to get experience. So what we are trying to do with Center for Professional Development is be that human in the loop, right? That human where there's a bot versus bot arms race going on. We had to apply for, hundreds of jobs, so we are using AI to apply for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Why you have to apply for so many jobs? Because you think you're competing with those that just got laid off, so you're going to apply for more jobs. The flip side is companies are employing bots too. So they reject these applications.
And that's just logical, because it has to, because the volume is going up.
Correct.
So if one side of the table is using new modern day tooling, AI, whatever it is, to produce more applications, now instead of there being 100 applications on that stack, there's going to be 500 applications on that stack.
Correct.
So the other side of the table has to use bots, and you called it the bot war, essentially.
Yes.
So you have bots writing, bots rejecting.
So how do you stand out? How do you stand out from this pile of resumes? So it's just back to your unique value proposition. What makes you stand out? Whether you're a service member from military service member, if your joint services transcript has your history of everything you did, wouldn't it be great that we actually able to translate that onto a unique value proposition onto a resume? It's not just the credentials that you're getting. It's not your CompTIA credentials or EC Council or ISC Square, CISSP stuff. It's about what makes you unique you. So Center for Professional Development with our career coaches, the opportunity is to sit down with our student or a working professional. By the way, this professional development is not just for the students of Divergence, it's for anybody that is looking to transition. Have a conversation with a career coach.
It's no longer just part of the school.
Correct.
We have a whole new center that's available because of the signal demand, whether we're talking about reskilling or upskilling.
Correct.
Either one, people do need a human guide, and that's a conversation we've had in the past at one of these talks, was that we've always been very intentional about always having a human in the loop.
Right.
There are so many other schools. There are plenty of options for whatever education transaction that people want, and we know some people just want the asynchronous, give me content, that's all I care about, but we've chosen not to be that. We've chosen to always have a human in the loop.
Yeah, and you coined this, CC, remember beyond content.
Everything beyond content.
Everything beyond content. And I think it continues to stay true, which is as we started building out our capabilities during COVID time, or post-COVID years, how do you be a better school as a remote school? How do we provide a student success team so that we know students who are remote, they're being engaged in the classroom? So everything we put was a reactively proactive. So hey, something happened. It's a signal. Let's go invest in that capability so we are a better school. So we are getting to a point now. We are a great school. But can we make it even better? Can we work towards that mission of being the world's best vocational trade school? Can we keep our vision of providing that opportunity for somebody to gain that sustainable, meaningful employment for their life, whatever that life period is? And so human in the loop is not just about, hey, where are you at in your professional journey, but where do you want to be? And be that glue that says, here are your opportunities to kind of skill up. And by the way, here are all the gig economy opportunities. Here are full-time opportunities, contract opportunities. No one person is going to be employed continuously in one job. The things that we reminisce,
right,
our parents did and everybody did, we're going to continue doing. Those are gone.
And that was the conversation we were talking about yesterday. And it just to connect back to it, summarize it a little bit, it's the idea that those old traditional classic styles of employment, as you said, you join a company, you work with them for 30 years, you retire, go get the big guard, whatever it is.
Right.
That's an outdated nostalgia. That doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
People are living longer. People are working longer for a lot of those reasons. There's just naturally going to be a lot more transitions.
Yes.
Again, whether it's reskilling or upskilling, people have longer lives, they're working longer, they need more opportunities, whether it's early in their career or later in their career. And we've been responsive to enabling more opportunities with this career center.
Yes.
And again, it's human-driven. You don't just go, plug up to a computer and have it spit out a resume for you. There's a consulting element to it. Like, what direction do you want to go?
Correct. And because we have so many folks entering new into IT, and they've heard about AI, and they think AI is going to solve a lot of problems, or the other side is true. They fear AI. How do you bridge the gap, which is, hey, don't over-expect what AI can do for you today. I'm quoting a leader of an industry. But don't under-expect what AI can do for you in 10 years. So there's an over-expectation of AI can do for you today. So let's create a resume. What it does not do is, who are you? What is your unique value proposition? How can I help you? It does not know that. The contextual intelligence is missing from today's artificial intelligence. Right? The contextual intelligence is, hey, know who are you before you start creating a resume. It does not. No. So somebody has to actually help AI to craft a good resume. The contextual intelligence also does not know that you may have entered this boot camp after entering 3 other boot camps before. Right? You probably did not go through a career transition, and you're hoping that this boot camp is going to be a better boot camp to get you to your next. The contextual intelligence should say, you have tried this before.
Right.
Let's actually help you this time to get a job.
Because that nuance is where AI is going to be limited.
Correct.
For a long while. Now, future states, we can have those conversations in the future. But right now, AI is not going to solve all the problems. As you said, it's not going to get everything right. There's still a required touch by your own drive, by by what you're inputting into it.
Yeah, there's also a hope called learning records. There's going to be a repository of, I don't know, blockchain-enabled student records. So that entire history of an individual is recorded in perpetuity, and it's all locked and sealed or open on a specific transaction. Now, we're not there yet. When that happens, hopefully I get to know everything about everybody. Right. It's almost like your medical record. Sorry, there's going to be now rules of engagement. There's going to be compliance. There's going to be regulation on how you can access some of those records.
Well, and I'm excited about those because as a person who's filled out applications, it's so irritating to have to go through and remember everything you've ever accomplished, whereas we'll get to some future point where you just download, you hit that button, and it's already going to just put in everything you've already done, so you don't have to remember all of those things. You have your trail.
We're not there yet, and that's the opportunity. When we get there, there will be newer problems to solve.
Right.
Once you have these learning records in one place, there's going to be a demand for scrutiny, regulation, how all that stuff. Now, this is what we are, I believe, Center for Professional Development, with Human in the Loop as a career coach. We can help navigate our students. See, hey, here's where you're coming from, here where things are going. We know enough to help you get there. But we're going to learn along with you in your journey to get you to another 10 years or 15 years down the line.
Well, especially in the context of continuing professional development, because
Yes.
we don't only have students who are trying to get in. We have a lot of people who are just trying to add on more layers. So
Yes.
the Center for Professional Development is going to serve, again, that continuing education component.
Absolutely. So CPPT, it's a cybersecurity professional penetration tester. A lot of folks that come in and said, I want to be a penetration tester. Within about 7 weeks, they said, I really don't want to be a penetration tester. I like blue teaming, but blue teaming is defense. I don't want to do offense. I want to do defense. No problem. You can be a incident handler. You can do security operations management, SOC analyst. So what is the transition? We can go from one boot camp to another boot camp called Security Operations Management Immersive. But again, I'm talking to our students from Divergence Academy, continuing to pursue more training from Divergence Academy. But there's a huge audience out there that their only transaction with Divergence today is, can you help me get a job? And I think the answer is yes. The way to get that is tools that we've invested in, which is, we call it Agilent. And Agilent is agile talent. And Agilent is a way, and agilent.divergence.plus, for those that are listening to this, is an opportunity for them to register and participate in our community about the things that they're looking for, whether it's skills or a job, career or credentials, and let Divergence help you. Now, on top of that, we are investing in AI ourselves, Divergence, Grid42.ai. Our AI engine that powers the Center for Professional Development is AI-driven engine. We are powering our talent side of the equation and skills. So skills and talent is glued together by plus. So that's why Divergence has a plus platform. Skills plus talent, or talent plus skills, either direction, powered by Grid42. But none of this comes to life without a human in the loop.
Right.
And that service we're providing is through our Center for Professional Development.
Okay.
And that's what I'm excited about. Excited where now training for the sake of training is not what we're talking about. We're also talking about a 60-year curriculum. A 60-year curriculum is how long does a person actually proactively live and work. So I think it's people, they're no more 30-year, 40-year experiences. I think our life expectations have gone up, and we were going to work longer, hopefully healthy and well.
Right.
So it's an opportunity to kind of do more with career development.
Well, and it doesn't matter if you, because there will be some people like, oh, I don't get to retire. I may just have to work longer, but there's also people who choose to work longer.
Correct.
Whatever the reasoning is, the truth is just that people will be working longer, and as technology is going to move faster, people want to stay on top. You never want to kind of get behind that curve.
Right. You're going to work longer, but you don't have to work many hours. So so it's just because you're working till age 90 or 100 does not mean you'll have to work 40 hours a week. I don't think those days. You have more options today to pick up a gig economy, be a fractional CEO, fractional CFO, fractional consultant, fractional IT person, want to work for managed service providers. I think opportunities for gig economies are increasing by the day.
Well, and that'll be a fun next conversation. We'll save that one because I like the talks that we've had in the past. It's not about leaving your old self behind. It's about adding on new skill sets, adding on new layers. So
yes,
we definitely want to come back to the future of the gig economy.
Sure, absolutely.
Technology.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the conversation today.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's always fun.
Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us. Enjoyed it. Bye, guys.